Masculine and feminine energy is one of the most important topics when it comes to dating. And it's not what you think. You could be a massive, muscular, tattooed man, but you could be in your feminine. Or you could be a tiny, petite, cute woman, but you could still be in your masculine. All of us have both within us. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. The masculine energy is very logical. It's assertive, it's decisive, you're getting from A to B, it's competitive, it's strategic. This is very much the left side of the brain. Whereas the feminine is the right side of the brain. So this is feeling, it's intuitive, it's flow, it's creative. We all embody both masculine and feminine energies within us. So this doesn't mean that, men can't have feelings or men can't be creative. It doesn't mean that women can't be competitive or assertive or logical. We all have both emotions within us. And when you look at society as a whole, on the weekend, what do most people do? Well, a lot of men like to go play football or watch football, so they're in their competitive energy, they're in their masculine. Whereas most women would rather go have a spa day or hang out with their friends for a Sunday brunch, again, embodying their emotions. So yes, women can be competitive, men can have emotions, but we tend to lean to our energies of what we find most comfortable. Personally, I'm not hyper-masculine. I'm very much balanced in both my energies. I have a huge love for both my masculine and my feminine, so I'm very balanced in both. To understand how masculine and feminine energy works together, we need to understand the rules of polarity. So polarity basically means two opposing forces coming together, and without one, you don't have the other. For example, without east, there's no west. Up, there's no down. Left, right. Night, day. Light, dark. Masculine, feminine. Neither is more powerful or more strong than the other. Both are equally powerful in their opposing ways. And without masculine, you don't have feminine. Without feminine, you don't have masculine. In every relationship, there is a masculine and a feminine energy. So in gay relationships with two men, with two women, even it could be the other way around. The woman could be the masculine, the man could be the feminine. But there's always masculine and feminine in every relationship. That's what creates the attraction between the two. And this is what the yin and the yang represents. So you have the masculine energy who has, a part of him, the feminine, and the feminine energy which has part of her as the masculine. And the two come together and are attracted together. Masculine and feminine energy is so deep rooted in us. If you think back, thousands, tens of thousands of years, it was crucial for our survival. If you think, the feminine, all she wants to do is to feel protected. You're living in a cave, you have a tribe invading, you have saber-toothed tigers coming to attack. She finds most attractive the masculine who can go out there and protect her and look after her. And vice versa, once the masculine almost dies every day, all he wants to do is come home and feel the loving warmth and softness and kindness of the feminine. Now, I call masculine he and feminine her just because it's easier, but it could always be the other way around. Again, gay relationships with two women, with two guys, always masculine and feminine, but for simplicity, I'm going to say he, I'm going to say her. Now, generally in society, you have 80% of men who have a masculine core and 80% of women who have a feminine core. And vice versa, you have some men who are naturally, internally more feminine and some women who are naturally more internally more masculine. And you attract the opposite. So a masculine woman will attract a feminine man. A masculine man will attract a feminine woman. Now, if there's an imbalance and you embody the wrong energy in your relationship, it will most likely lead to that relationship to fall apart. And this is a huge problem right now in society because men are being told that being masculine is a bad thing and they're being forced and pushed to be more feminine. And vice versa, women are being forced to be more hyper-masculine. So it's basically causing this huge imbalance in relationships, and it's meant that over 50% of people in their 30s are single and 90% of them want to have kids but won't have kids. This is one of the biggest threats to humanity. So what do I mean by imbalance? If a man's got a masculine core, however, he's embodying his feminine energy, so he's overly nice, he's indecisive, he's flighty, this subconsciously tells the feminine, who's embodying the masculine at that point most likely, that he can't protect her. And therefore she's going to feel unsafe, she's going to feel less physically attracted to him. She's going to be the motherly figure to him rather than seeing him as an attractive counterpart. Similarly, if a man is insecure in his masculine, it'll lead to him being aggressive and explosive and volatile with his emotions, which again will lead to the feminine to feel unsafe, unprotected. She thinks, this is not strong masculine for me to be with, and she will withdraw herself to protect herself. And if a woman is embodying her masculine energy and she's with a man who is in his masculine energy, the two will clash. And this will either lead to him not wanting to be in the relationship, or it'll force him to be in his feminine, and the roles will be reversed. Or because she's in a masculine energy, she'll attract a man in his feminine energy. And yes, this feels comfortable and safe to start off with, but very quickly she'll lose that attraction to him if she has that feminine core. An imbalance where you have a core of masculine or feminine and you are leading and embodying the opposite energy is usually down to some sort of trauma. So you had to protect yourself. So a lot of women who had some sort of abuse or traumatic experience or lack of a parent figure, lack of a father figure, to protect themselves, they'll embody like their masculine shield. They'll embody their masculine energy. Similarly, for men, if they've got a negative association with the masculine, they will embody their feminine. So it comes back to our childhood, traumatic experiences we have, relationships with our parents. So that can cause us to embody the wrong energy. And if your relationship is in the wrong energy, there'll be a lack of fulfillment, lack of desire, lack of attraction. The best visual analogy of the masculine and feminine is if you imagine a car. So the car is the relationship. The masculine energy is driving the car. So taking it from A to B, saying, we're going to go to McDonald's, and making sure the car is protected. The feminine energy is the passenger driver suggesting, let's go to Nando's, let's go to McDonald's, let's go to KFC. And she's making it the fun place. The feminine energy is making it the fun place to be. So she's making the relationship fun, whereas the masculine is sort of leading the relationship and taking you from A to B. Now, if both are trying to drive, you're going to crash. If both of you and you're feminine, you're not going to go anywhere. So there always has to be the masculine and the feminine in relationships. And it could be you switch. So it could be, she embodies the masculine on occasion, you embody the feminine. But overall, one of you is going to be in the masculine, one of you is going to be in the feminine. And for this relationship to work, the feminine has to believe that the masculine can protect her, that he's not going to crash, and that he can get from A to B. And similarly, the masculine needs to believe that the feminine can create this warm, loving energy in the relationship, in the car. Otherwise, he wants to get out and leave. So both need to work together to make sure that the relationship works.